Hi, I'm Jale and welcome to my energy reading for Leo Sun, Moon or Rising for the rest of September 2019. So what I'll be doing is I'll be reading the energies around you guys, you Leos, and then we'll be confirming the information or gaining bit more insight there with the oracle cards that I have, which is the John Holland Psychic Tarot cards. So let's begin. Okay, so they're talking here about a withdrawal at the moment. So I'm not entirely sure if you or someone you know has withdrawn. They're saying here licking wounds. So, and also they're just saying mediation. So it could well be that you are seeking external help, third party help to gain a bit more insight. It could be through these kind of videos. It could be a friend or family member. But they're just saying that whatever you're doing here, you're looking for other information before you proceed and move forward. This could be in relation to work. It could also be in relation to love. And they're also saying as well family. So if you've had a bit of a disagreement, fallout, or if you feel like that's coming, look around for sort of that energy around September, because they're talking about a third party that's going to be offering intermediary help. They're going to be offering clarification and a support. So for some of you, it could be a male energy, it could be an older figure, it could be family member, but this is the energy that's coming in around you. They're also talking about offering clarification for which way to move forward. So I feel like you're interacting with quite a few different individuals here in order to gain peace of mind, clarity, and in order to sort of clear the path forward here. They're talking about this being a respite for you. So if you've had a particularly difficult period in the last couple of months, if you felt that things are maybe a little bit overwhelming for you, this is going to be clearing the path in order to move forward into Libra season. Now, it's interesting because they're talking about the 9-9 gateway here. Obviously, I'm doing this on the 9th of September, which is the 9-9 gateway. This is going to be very potent, really, for clearing and cleansing any karmic past life residue, any karmic patterns that you've been seeing in your life. Now, if this isn't obvious to you today when you're watching this video, or maybe you're looking at this in the rest of September and you're thinking back to the 9th of September, even if it isn't apparent at the moment, there's going to be a doorway of opportunity here where even if you're not aware of the insight, this is going to come at some point. Don't force it. It could well be around the 13th, which is when we have the full moon, that this will come into clarification. I'm just seeing a lot more insight, a lot more clarity here, and a lot more oomph. I feel like there's been a bit of a lack of energy up until around the 13th. And sort of even going up until the 15th here, I feel like there's an energy doorway here, which is going to really kind of propel you forward until the end of September into Libra season. Don't worry too much about work life. They're talking here about work obligations, work opportunities, offers for new opportunities around the work front. You could maybe even be seeing 2 offers around September here. One of those which I feel would be extremely beneficial. The other one, I feel like there is some details around this job opportunity that don't quite hit the mark. They're saying that it's not quite on the money there. So it may well be that you're going to take the really positive looking opportunity, and you could be seeking advice in order to clarify whether or not this is going to be a good idea. They're also talking about potentially communicating around a relationship, a marriage, a husband, as well, not just a third party influence. It could be just your partner that you're communicating this with. And it's almost like you guys are really putting down roots here, if you are in a partnership, in order to kind of push this forward. It's like the opportunity tends to open other doors that also can help your relationship here. But there's a lot of harmonious kind of energy here, and people kind of banding together in order to help create this path. There's a very, for me, from what I'm seeing here and what I'm being shown, the path is very, it feels like you're kind of putting your ducks in a row at the moment. It's like you're kind of really crossing the T's, dotting the I's, banding together with sort of other people outside of family members, friends, in order to gain a better clarification or picture of what it is you want moving forward. And there's a lot of opportunities here. But at the moment, there's a bit of a respite. It's like we're pausing to reconsider. There's a huge, I want to go to the end of September. There's a huge potential here around really big opportunities. There's I'm trying to see if this is for everybody, but I want to go right to the end of September, that someone is getting a huge opportunity at the end of September for something. It looks big. Excuse me. They want me to talk a little bit about communication as well. There's a few people here that are holding back on communication. I'm channeling that very heavily. I can barely talk. Someone doesn't, it could be more than one of you, but there's someone here that's very concerned about expressing their truth, talking about how they really feel. Don't clam up. They're saying if you do get an opportunity to discuss these things, don't clam up. It could even be around a work situation or a love situation, but they're talking about a respite at the moment, moving into sort of towards the mid of September, where things are starting to really gain momentum, and then towards the end there's a huge opportunity here. It doesn't have to just be around work, it could be around love, it could be partnerships, it could be around money. Someone's really propelling you forward here. There's a sense of momentum being gained. There's a real sense of momentum here. If you feel like you're not going through that at the moment, don't worry too much. We need to clear that. Don't have any concerns, because sometimes that can block the energy. But there's a real sense of scope for development. They're also talking here about someone longing for something. Someone's putting the feelers out there around a love scenario. Someone's also putting some information out there to test you. Watch out for that one. I don't feel like it's there's nothing malicious about it, or to, you know, in order to give confusion. It's almost like they're testing the waters to see how you're going to react. So if you're single, if you've got your eye on someone, there's someone that's going to be reaching out here that is going to test the boundaries, or test the water, so to speak, around you guys and your potential partnership. Okay, let's pull some cards. Let's pull some oracle cards here. Spirit, what can Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising expect to see around September 2019, please? What other things, or what can Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising expect to see around September 2019, please? Leos. Let's see what they're going to give us. There's a huge potential for growth. I can feel that already. Someone is really coming into their own here as well. It's like there's a boundless energy as well, is a word I'm hearing here for Leos. Again, it could be that your sun is in a 5th house, in which point I would be looking at this reading also. Mine is. They're just giving me growth here. There's a huge potential for growth. Spirit, anything else we need to be aware of? Can you confirm any of these informations here, please, with the... Any information you can confirm or give regarding insights here? I'm being drawn to another deck, potentially. Let's see. This is very interesting. Okay, so this is really interesting. They've given me truth, okay? Can you see there's a man looking out to a portal here of boundless, unlimited potential here? You need to start really ascertaining what it is you want to be manifesting, because there's a potential huge opportunity here. As you can see, he's got his back to us, and his pure focus and intention is looking out to that portal, looking out through that window. And as you can see, he's standing on a scale. So it's almost like that very kind of strong sense of justice, strong sense of truth. Someone is really coming into their own awareness to understand what it is they actually do want. And then they're manifesting that. So guys, if you are not sure what it is your heart is telling you want, because there's a huge, huge, huge potential here to go after this. And I'm going to have to give you the date, the 20th, because look at the number here on this card. There's something very illuminating and boundless, unlimited, infinite. There's a huge infinite possibility here attached to this, but you have to be very clear what you want. In order for this to manifest and come through, you need to be very clear. You also need to come into balance, because he's standing on that scale there. And look, he's got, I mean, this guy is hard at work. He's got his tool belt on. This guy is, you know, very clear about what it is he wants. And as you can see, he's got a wand in his hand. So are you fearless in terms of moving things forward? Are you clear? Are you very centered in your approach to what this is? This doesn't have to just be about love. This is not even just about career. This is life purpose. This is like, what is it you want to set in motion now in order to gain insight to create this unlimited potential? Excuse me. Hi. Yeah, look. And look, they're even confirming this as well. Choose wisely. Choose this wisely, because this is going to be a bit, it's almost like a very, excuse all the ridiculous orbs. It's almost like this is going to be a crossroads. There's going to be a kind of, yeah, crossroads. It's like that there's going to be a real kind of, my mind's gone blank. It's always good. Don't allow distractions to confuse you. And also, you need to sit in that heart center, and sometimes choosing with your head is good, but you need to come into alignment with both head and heart in order to choose this. But make sure you're choosing it very wisely. You could have 5 options in terms of different areas. They're also talking here about travel. It could be that you are really looking at doing some traveling or branching out in terms of your development, not just in a career sense, but in a personal sense. But please make sure that there's a big crossroads coming up. Make sure you're choosing very wisely and being very clear about what it is you're putting out there. I'm just looking at the orbs that are just randomly floating around here. Okay, so what else can Leos expect to see or go through in September 2019? Please, Sun, Moon and Rising. Okay. There's a very, again, they're clarifying the heart chakra here. This needs to come into alignment with your heart center in order to really manifest this, okay? So if you're not sure, please make sure that you start recalibrating in order to decide what it is that you really do want. Now, also the 7 of Swords have come out, which in this deck is a deception of an envy. This doesn't have to be dramatic where everyone's deceiving you and there's, you know, there's all this ridiculous drama. This can be that maybe what you thought you wanted is being illuminated in terms of actually, are you wanting that? Is this actually what you do want? Was this more of a head-based decision? And now you're kind of focusing more around the heart center and you're bringing that into alignment. Is this something that you're becoming more aware of here? And perhaps there's been a bit of an insight into what you thought you wanted that maybe you were not quite honest with yourself about, okay? For some reason, I'm getting siblings attached to this. So if you've been developing something with siblings, there's something around sibling rivalry or something here. It could be that you were really focusing towards a certain thing, and actually what you've realized is that this was a very egoic, potentially egoic kind of rivalry with someone. It's more competitive based and rather than what you actually do want. But I'm getting something around siblings here as well. They're also saying don't give up with this. So if you're sat here now going, great, well, I don't even know what I want to do, don't force it. It will come to you, but just you have to get into that energy in order to allow that information to come through. You can, the more you're kind of forcing information to come through, the more you're going to block this. You need to just really sit in that heart center. Okay, so what else can Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising expect to see around September 2019? Okay, remember this respite period here. This is the respite period they're talking about here. A bit of patience is needed. Okay, so as you can see, the left hand has been extended there. The left hand is for receiving. Okay, so it could be that you're waiting on some monetary gains. It could be that you're waiting to hear from something. If this isn't rewarded or given around September, it could be that actually what you've tried to manifest through is not in your best interest and that there's something else positive coming in. Okay, So just bear that one in mind. Okay, and also again, they're clarifying the communication sort of situation here. Suffering in silence. What aren't you speaking out about here? We need to really align this throat center in order to really connect with our heart so we know what it is we want. But what is it we're not communicating? Because there's a lot of hopes. This energy is very much around hope and very much around this kind of distant dream and this distant kind of energy. But someone around this is not focused or not allowing communication to come through in relation to this. Maybe it could be a partner that you feel it isn't working anymore with them, or maybe there's friendship group that you're not really discussing things about. They're saying yes, you can communicate about it, but I would say towards the middle of the month, if you feel like this still hasn't been discussed, then I would be looking at kind of really reviewing that, because we do need to bring things into equilibrium ready for Libra season. Okay, don't feel, I mean, I can sense that there's a little bit of a sacral chakra off it. I need to be looking here primarily at heart, throat and sacral chakra for rebalancing here, because as you can see in the distance, the orange is very much a key focus here. Okay, so advice please for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Advice for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, September 2019. Advice for Leo. What is it they need to be aware of? Any advice, any insight? Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, September 2019. Any advice, please, in Spirit? I'm getting some Spirit, yeah, look. If you follow this, that there is a really strong opening from a strong material harvest here. It's almost like, again, can you see that kind of, this man, his head, his root chakra is really connected to spirit. It's like he's come into an alignment here and he's manifested what it is that is actually in his true, you know, truly what was meant to be for him. You know, what is for you will always meant to, you know, what is meant for you will always be for you. So if you're not seeing this, I would be looking again at bringing this all into balance and just kind of reviewing what it is that maybe your focus is. As you can see, he's very open to receiving here as well. Okay, so that could be another thing to sort of look into. Any other insight, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, September 2019. Any other insight, please? Any good news? We always love a bit of good news. I mean, the material harvest is pretty decent news, to be fair. Right, okay, so any other focuses, any other insights here? Again, don't let distractions get in your way, okay? Can you see there's a bit of a disjointed energy here where there's not really an alignment? This is just another message from Spirit to say, make sure that you are really drawing in all your energy and clarifying what it is you want, because they're also talking here about a worry. So if you've been overly worrying about things, sometimes that can actually draw that energy in. We need to really align with ourselves in order to root and ground ourselves here in order to make sure that we're only attracting what it is we want and not worrying unnecessarily based on what it is, you know, that we don't want, you know. So any other insight? And they're clarifying again heart chakra, so just really pay attention for that. Any energies around you that maybe you feel isn't allowing you to connect to that, I'd be reviewing that. But as you can see, if you do sort of really reconnect with all this, can you see the financial and material changes card is here? And as you can see, this is, look, this is crazy, because they're showing me, is this red or orange? This is like an orange. So again, sacral chakra, we've got throat chakra, third eye and crown, and then we've got the heart here. Can you see? It's like there's an alignment of all these energies in order to create this huge financial, you know, increase and potential. They're showing me the right hand with these. There's something around the right hand. They're talking about give and take here with this. So being open to receive and then potentially giving that out as and when you feel is necessary, but it's like there's a balance that is needed here. They're just saying very fruitful. This is a very fruitful time, so I'd be laying the foundations. It's a very fruitful time to manifest. Okay, so let's just see if there's any other cards here. Yeah, look. And then by doing that, do you remember this was the first card that was pulled? Can you see? It's really confirming here that once you are acting on all these parts that I've mentioned and really kind of recalibrating there, you are going to see the truth of all things. You're going to see the truth in what it is that your heart's desires. Therefore, you are going to be opening to ascertaining that with the material changes, with the material increases. But you have to really come into your own truth. You have to really come into your own inner knowing in order to really, you cannot manifest something if your heart is not into it. You cannot do that. You have to really connect. And I'm not talking a forcible connect where you're willing the energy along and it's very unnatural. This is a coming into alignment and really connecting from crown all the way down to root, into the earth, up to the source, in order to open this gateway, which is very much within your grasp. This is something that is ascertainable here. This is not outside the realm of possibility, but you have to really focus on what it is you in your heart's desire you want, not externally what everyone else wants or what your parents projected onto you, or your programming as a child, or any other human being. What it is you want, and what is in your heart that is telling you it wants, so really waking up to the truth of what you want. That's essentially what they're saying here. And then when you know that, to really propel forward. So a waiting game up until that point, once you're realigning everything. But I mean, look, let's see. So Spirit, if they really align themselves with their truth and understand what it is they want, what can they expect to see with this? What's the outcome? What's the outcome with this? What can they really expect to see? If they really follow this in their heart and their inner knowing, what is it that Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising can expect to see here? Could be a little bit of a wait. So if you don't immediately see results, don't give up. Okay, but what's coming in is a brand new beginning. This is the Fool card in the tarot. She's standing on the world. So guys, if you are in any doubt, okay, if you are in any doubt, these two cards are, I mean, look, that's just a tentative energy in order to really make sure that you get what you want and you know what it is you want. And this is the reason passion ignited is in the reverse. We need to turn that upright. We need to connect with our hearts. Can you see that fire? That fire's being really ignited there, and she's in alignment, okay? A little bit of a wait while we get that started, but what's the outcome? New beginnings. And she's in charge of her own. Look, she's walked through that door, she's stepped out, and she's in a new beginning here. So there's a huge potential here to create. Very, very strong creative energy coming through. Again, if that is potentially something that you've maybe not had a lot of, or you felt a little bit of a disconnect towards, I'd be really drawing that energy into me. I'd be reconnecting with anything that feels, where I can sort of demonstrate my creativity and speak my truth. Could be writing, could be drawing, could be singing. But look, this is what's waiting. Huge potential, huge gains, materially, financially, but also around soul growth as well. So massively positive reading here, guys. So hopefully that's been of some assistance there. Hopefully that's helped you in some way. If you do feel like that has, please do like the video. Please comment with your own experiences. If you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. And I post videos Monday to Friday. So tomorrow's will be Virgo. Tomorrow's is going to be a Virgo video. So thanks so much and take care. Bye.